Women's Day, so it's that time of the week when we cast our eyes over what women have been saying about other women's lives in the media. Yes, it's a woman's world. First up, fashion journalist Hadley Freeman, writing in The Guardian, has been dishing out her advice to women who want to pull off the sexy look during the cold weather. Take one look at recent pictures of girls up and down the land, dressed up to the nines in the snow, and it's clear to see that for some British women, bad weather is no excuse for getting glammed up. God love them. And their hypothermia. Hayley, however, disagrees, arguing that January isn't about looking sexy, it's about staying in with a good DVD box set, making some tea, and pulling on a woolly hat.
Oh, I love that idea.
I'm with her.
Absolutely.
Yeah, is she right?
I think so. Was that in Newcastle by any chance?
Some of those people work from Newcastle. It has to be said, didn't it?
Where it is totally illegal to wear a coat. I know it is. Well, you know what I'm like about the winter. I mean, everybody's so bored with it. It starts before Christmas, bar humbug about Christmas. I just hate everything about the winter. I'm not romantic about it. I want the snow to go. I hate the dark nights. I hate the dark mornings. I hate the cold. I just want to go in a box of straw now and be plucked out in April.
Like a
That's what I would like, yeah. And I don't care what I wear, woolly hat, woolly socks, pyjamas, and I'd like to just stay in for the whole winter until it all goes away. So I'm not really... I can appreciate that some women do look fabulous. I think that you're a good winter dresser. You look good.
Oh,
I lose all my fashion interest and everything in the
Yeah, but the thing is, I love sunshine, and I'm like you. I just love the sunshine. I can't bear the dark nights or anything. But you can look sexy still in winter. I mean, it's...
But I don't feel... I don't have any sexy
If you get into layering, Denise, we could layer you up, and then but you do look bigger.
Is that a fetish or a clothes thing?
Well, Sherry's beautifully layered today. You look lovely, Sherry.
Thank you. But I think you can layer in winter, can't you? Yeah. You know, you can put your trousers and your boots, and then you can put a jumper and a hat and a scarf and some gloves, and I think you can feel quite cuddly.
Yeah.
Cuddly?
It depends what in Newcastle you can see the different, like, they're layering up there.
No.
Yeah, but to be fair, I think it's an age thing as well. I think when you're older, your main concern is about being warm. When I was younger, teenager, you know, November, December, January, when I was going out 5 nights a week on Blackpool prom, I would be that girl in the little halter neck and the little skirt and no tie. Yeah, and my mum, Colin Nolan, you're going to catch your death. You know, and I'd go, shut up, Mum, I'm like 17. You know, I always dream of putting a coat on. So that when you get to a club, you don't want to queue up and put a coat on.
I know, but they stand in the bus stop. They stand in the bus stop with a flag on, with like corned beef legs on New Year's Eve. Going,
you don't feel the cold when you're younger. You're out pulling. You're out trying to look good. You're trying to look sexy. It's a young thing. We're all old. Get with
I know, but I was brought up with a mother who took her electric blankets to the Caribbean on holiday. So I did used to feel the cold.
Now, also doling out advice this week in the Daily Mail is relationship expert Rowan Pedley. Now, she's been helping one woman's concerns about sexual health. The lady in question wrote in explaining that she wanted to find out if her boyfriend had a clean bill of sexual health before she slept with him unprotected. She was asking Rowan if she thought she should have him go in for a full sex health screen or whether this would put an instant end to their relationship. It's a tricky one, this, but imagine yourself single and starting out on a new sexual path. Would you insist that a new partner had the full check?
I'd like to think I would, and I'd like to think that I'm grown up enough that it wouldn't be an embarrassment, and especially nowadays when things are talked about very openly, I would hope that before it came to having a sexual relationship with him, we'd have sat down and talked about our past and what we got up to and blah, 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 and that we could both discuss it, but you'd have to also take into account that he would go, yes, I have, where's your certificate to say you have? And then I'd have to run off and have one.
Yeah, would you do that?
Yeah, I think.
Would you be embarrassed at going to the doctor and saying, I'd like to be tested
for
every STD?
Well, I think it's very difficult. Yeah, I mean, if you can go to your if you can go to your doctor, if you have to go to one of these clinics, that's all we need, isn't it, in the papers? Colin Nolan spotted going into an STI clinic.
I used to work in one.
How'd you get out of that?
Yeah.
Because I've brought my son to them to have a check-up when he's been a bad boy, you know.
Really?
Well, not when he's been a bad boy, actually. He has said, look, I think I should go and have a check-up, you know, when he's become sexually active and all that. And I thought it was great. I thought, how grown up of him. You know, all his mates and that did. But he used to say to me, do you want to come in? And I'd go, no. I'll wait in the car with my bag of crisps and a Coke. No.
But could you... I mean, the thing is, it seems silly, doesn't it, to think that you would be embarrassed about asking a man to go and have these checks if you're entertaining the idea of becoming that intimate with him. Surely it's more embarrassing seeing each other naked. Don't you think?
Well, yeah, but you can do that in the dark.
I suppose it just depends. I mean, I agree with everything that you're saying, but I don't see why this woman in point had to wait a month without having jiggy jigs with him. I mean, she could have used a condom, couldn't she? They could have had some fun for a month and then said,
maybe she
go
did.
and have a checkup. But she hasn't done anything with him. You don't have to be a horrible lady to have sex before a month. It's a long time, isn't it, to wait?
Some people used to wait till they were married then.
Did they? Imagine, Denise.
Those marriages didn't last very long. Anyway.
You are certainly a woman of your time, aren't you, Denise?
I'm just being a bit sort of devil's advocate because, of course, I agree in this day and age, and luckily, my son, Matthew, uses condoms and he's very, you know, he's practices safe sex and everything. But I'm just saying that obviously there are people out there, and I have been guilty of it in the past when I should have checked the sexual history, of having 1 or 2 bottles too many of Blossom Hill and possibly living to regret it. Really? But I do agree with what you're saying.
But did you go and get yourself checked out afterwards then? Did you do the right and responsible thing before you put yourself out there for somebody else and make sure that you hadn't collected anything more than just some happy memories?
Yes.
The thing is, can I just say, though, there is a serious side to this, is that the fact is that everybody should be responsible now.
Of course they
and
should.
everybody should get checked. Nobody should have unprotected sex, ever. I mean, that is the bottom line, isn't it? I mean, you know, we should all be very aware and very scared if you don't. You know, I don't understand the thinking that somebody would have unprotected sex. That is just crazy to think that somebody would.
I found out recently that the rate of STIs in post-menopausal women has almost doubled. Because once they go through the menopause, they think, well, can't get pregnant anymore, not worried, blah, 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 and they're all having unprotected sex.
Really?
You see that? What is that thinking? I don't understand that. Why would you actually put yourself at risk?
I don't think they're going
Somebody
out to
else
have it.
at
They're just falling victim to a moment of lust, which
that
everyone's
is
capable
crazy.
of.
You can't say that. That's insane.
Well, a lot of it is down to drink. You know, in the heat of the moment, a bit inebriated, people do tend to forget the most important thing, which is to protect themselves.
Yes, and you know, we've had these conversations before and we've said, oh, you know, some people on the panel have said it's down to education at schools, and they get so... they know more nowadays than we ever did. I sound old again. But they do, and they're not embarrassed about it. They talk about, you know, condoms and all this. I had this conversation with some of Shane and his friends, about 5 of them one day, and they were going out, actually, for the evening. And we had this whole discussion. I was saying, right, guys, tell me what it is. Is it down to education? Are you not educated enough? And they said, no, we know everything. You can walk in now and get a whole bag of free condoms. The problem is, when you get drunk, you don't want to use them. Then you make the excuse for don't like using them. And I said, so there is no answer, really, because you're all just idiots, basically. And they didn't stay again. But...
And don't forget, if you want to add...